Okay, dear members, welcome to the 2017 Annual General Meeting of FAU. I shall preside at the Annual General Meeting as Chairman of the Union for the very last time. Thank you. First of all, I shall introduce the rest of the executive to you, but in order to let you know them better, I will pass the mic to them and let them introduce themselves.
Hello, I'm Sylvia, but I'm the Vice External Chairperson.
Hi everyone, I'm Vera from Hong Kong.
Hello, I'm Jenny from Singapore.
And by the way, our Vice Chairman Internal, Timothy Chow, should be here, but unfortunately, he's able to join us. Join us tonight. But in here, I would still would express my sincere thanks to all his contribution in the past. He did a great job in the past and said that he's not here to share what we are having right now and tonight. But memory is still here, and yeah, he's still with us.
I'm Eugenia Chang from Hong Kong, the Honorary Secretary.
I'm Cherry Kong from Hong Kong, as Honorary Treasurer.
I am Julian Yeo from Hong Kong. I am EXCO.
Hi, I'm Yvonne from Hong Kong EXCO of the FAU.
Hello, I'm Tim. Hello.
Oh, and also we have another EXCO, Kenny Chung and Michelle, on leave, and one of them not able to make it due to flying duty. So, right, so I'll move on. FAU rules stated that a quorum of at least 50 members is needed for this meeting. And there are now 47 show in person, plus 463 proxies together. Therefore, a quorum is formed. So I declare that Annual General Meeting of Cathay Pacific Flight Attendant Union for 2017 be commenced at 1627. And we'll stop accepting proxy for the meeting now at 1627. So with the consent of the floor, the notice convening the meeting will be taken as read. So now we shall proceed with the agenda. But before we move on to the agenda, there is some updates and discussion have to do first before we move on to the agenda. I'll pass it to Sylvia.
So EXCO would like to propose to adjourn Agenda 5, which is to discuss and approve in setting up a FAU charity fund under Societies Ordinance Cap 151, Laws of Hong Kong. EXCO's intention to raise this agenda is based on the past experience whereby ad hoc and critical situations happened on our members. Often that our passionate members raise out their suggestion for FAU to initiate a fundraising to support. The intention of this agenda is to set up a proper channel to deal with any fundraising when needed in the future. Due to time constraint, we decided to put it on our agenda for further discussion with our members in AGM first, and obtain approval from our members of it deems appropriate. However, during our in-depth study to gather advice from registered trade union and other union fellows, we noticed that there are lots of uncertainty and possible implications that we might have to consider and address. Despite the original good intention to assist members who need financial assistance during emergency situation, we need to pay extra cautions if we decided to set up another organization for charity. So as may you understand, the focus of FAU shall always be on union issues, and your EXCO is obligated to protect FAU and ensure that our decision made will not put your own union in risk. So until a more comprehensive research is completed, and if all the findings are positive and worth to do so, we will then discuss with our members again in appropriate time. Therefore, we are now proposed to adjourn agenda number 5, and motion 4 will be removed accordingly. Before we put it to the floor, may I know if there is any questions about this agenda? Okay, if not, may I have someone to second our proposal to adjourn item number 5 on the agenda to discuss and approve in setting up a FAU charity fund under Societies Ordinance Cap 151 Laws of Hong Kong? Thank you. May I have your name? Okay, thank you, Eva, to second our proposal to adjourn item number 5. And anyone against to adjourn agenda number 5? We may now officially declare agenda number 5 to be adjourned. Once again, we do sincerely apologize for the last-minute change of this agenda, and thank you for your understanding. I will now pass it back to Eugenia and proceed to our meeting. Thank you.
So move back to our agenda. Agenda number 1, we have to seek to adopt the agenda of the meeting. So I will now read out the agenda for AGM 2017. Agenda item number 1, to adopt the agenda of the meeting. Number 2, to approve the minutes of AGM dated 26 May 2016. Number 3, to receive the audited accounts for the previous financial year. Number 4, to appoint the auditor for the term 2017 to 2019. Number 5, agenda number 5, just now mentioned, is adjourned. Once again, after deep considerations of our ExCo, we decided to adjourn the agenda number 5 as further discussions will be needed. And for the proxies who had already submitted for the motion, they will be voided. And move on to agenda item number 6, to receive the progress report from ExCo. And number 7, election of the Executive Committee for the term 2017 to 2019. Number 8, update on the progress of extension of retirement age work group. Number 9, updates from Hong Kong Cabin Crew Federations. Now, I will ask the floor to adopt this agenda. For any changes, please note that we cannot add in any new agenda item at this stage, as the agenda has already been sent out to our members. We can only allow the removal of any agenda item by voting with the members present. Is there any member object to this agenda? And if there is any objection, we will need to vote by show of our hands now. So the agenda is adopted at this stage. And now I move on to agenda item number 2, approval of minutes of annual general meeting dated 26 May 2016. Members can read the previous AGM minutes which we have uploaded on our website. We welcome members to write to us in case they found any discrepancies in the minutes. So far we have not received any comments regarding the minutes. I now propose the following motion: to consider and, if thought fit, pass the following resolution: to approve the minutes of AGM dated 26 May 2016. Will any member second the motion? May I have your name, please? Thank you, Alex, for second the motion. I now put the motion to the floor. Motion number 1, to consider and, if thought fit, pass the following resolution to approve the minutes of AGM dated 26 May 2016. Now, please fill in the motion 1 ballot form, which is purple in color. Our staff will collect the form now. Result will be announced at the end of the dinner party. Is there anyone who didn't submit the motion paper? Okay, then we move on to agenda item number 3, to receive and approve the audited accounts of the previous financial year and to consider the financial position of FAU. I now pass the panel to Cherry.
So I would like to draw your attention to the fact that the auditing accounts under review at the AGM is from the 1st March 2016 to 28 February 2017, which is the usual financial year of the FAU. The reports has been attached to our annual reports as well as the FAU website. Additional copies are also available at the FAU office for members who may be interested. And please note that there is a page of explanation of details for the income and expenditure items at the last page of the reports. And I will explain some highlights of the notes if needed. Is there any queries from the floor? So if no, then may I?
Wait a moment.
The affiliation fee, about the CCF and CTU.
Do you want me to repeat? I just want to have more understanding about the affiliation fees because it's gone up to 1 million. I believe it's for HKCCF.
It's not only for HKCCF, it's for CTU and ITF as well.
Yeah.
For the HKCCF, we have, it's $10 per members per month.
Say again, sorry.
For HKCCF, the membership fee is $10 per month per members.
Per month,
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Would it be clear for you? And it's been agreed from our members last year as well.
Okay. No, there are questions and from other people. Be frank, I received an email from an anonymous person 24 hours ago. I can forward it to you. Someone asked me, but without name, to ask questions, but I don't know whether it's appropriate to ask here or not, and whether you would like to entertain this person, because the expense has gone up a lot. The surplus has gone down to 482,000, and I'm sure you are prepared to answer certain questions, right, I believe. So, for instance, EXCO expense, the allowance has gone up 53%. It's gone up to 730,000. Okay. And last year, the AGM in Shangri-La, I'm sorry, I make a mistake, sorry. The EXCO allowance is like 815,000, and the AGM last year, I believe in Shangri-La, spent like $730,000, okay? And members are concerned about that, but they might not be here to raise the question, or they're too shy to send you guys email. Okay, that's it, thank you.
The item mentioned about the EXCO allowance, the item mainly refers to the meal expenses for EXCO subcommittees and office staff, and in addition, expenses for hotel visits conducted by EXCO in 2016 as well. And we have conducted hotel visits in the past year. And for other inquiries, if you don't mind, please send us an email and we would further explain to you if you don't mind. For sure, yes, please. Is there any other queries? So So now I propose the following motion to consider and, if thought fit, pass the following resolution to receive and accept the audited accounts for the previous financial year. Will any member second the motion? May I have your name, please? Kenneth Kwok. And I now put the motion to the floor. Motion 2 to consider and, if thought fit, pass the following resolution to receive and accept the audited accounts for the previous financial year. Please fill in the motion 2 ballots from form, which is yellow in color. Our staff will collect the form. Results will be announced at the end of this meeting. So we move on to the item 4, to appoint the auditor for the term 2017 to 2019. FAU have been using this auditor for a few years already, and we are quite satisfied with their performance. Therefore, we propose to continue our contract with them. Will any member second the motion? Thank you. May I have your name, please? And the last name, Learn. Thank you. Thank you, Rain Learn. And I now put the motion to the floor. Motion 3 to consider and, if thought fit, pass the following resolution to appoint HT Wong & Co. Limited as the auditor for the term 2017 to 2019. Please fill in the motion 3 ballot form, which is barley in color. Our staff will collect the form. Results will be announced at the end of this meeting. Once again, we welcome question on accounting issue. If you have any questions, please write in. The reason we do not further discuss with Eliza, it's because she asks for her friend's email, which might not enormous.
So I suggest you let her know or him know, just send direct email to us. We will explain to them all the questions. Yeah, it's better. Yeah. Because I just don't want to have any misunderstanding. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. For item number 5, as explained before, our meeting begins due to the uncertainty and potential implication in setting up the charity fund. This agenda is now adjourned for further study. So with the approval of our members, the motion 4 will not be there anymore, it's deleted.
Okay, now move on to agenda number 6, agenda number 7, which is to receive the progress report from EXCO. And in the past years, there's lots of consultation going on with CAD, which includes, number 1 is the review on the maximum duty hours of 23 and now revised down to proposed to revise down to 18 for the standby duty. And the second one is on CAD 372, which is the fatigue management for flight crew members. Number 3 is the setting up of an accident investigation authority. So I'll explain one by one. On the standby duty, I'm sure you're all aware for the current existing CAD 371 that we're using. For standby duty, the maximum duty hours could be up to 23. So we always think that it's not humane regulation from the very beginning. However, we just do not have the power to overturn the entire provision. So therefore, for FAU, what we have done is to make ISD to sign an agreement and put a protection on the duty hours, which is when we reach 19 hours of duty, then 2 short break will be followed. But right now, CAD is conducting a review. For those who have gone through the news that we have sent out lately, we have explained a bit on this. With reference of the EASA rules, CAD proposed to put the 23-hour cap down to 18 hours, which I think is reasonable because the statistics shows that for any human nature, for existing, for a wake period over 18 hours, the alertness will be reduced. So therefore, it is reasonable for them to actually make such a review and reduce the duty hours from 23 to 18. But then, as we mentioned in the newsletter, at the same time, CAD proposed another clause which we think is ridiculous, which is about the midnight standby. They actually proposed from for the standby duty, which starts at 10 o'clock at night to 8 o'clock in the morning. Between that 10 hours time, if you're on standby and if crew control did not disturb you for a continuous 8 hours, they will consider you as rest. Okay? And it means that, let's say, don't talk about 10 o'clock. Let's say you have a standby duty that starts at midnight at 12 o'clock, and it ended at 8 o'clock. And if during that time, crew control did not call you, So you think you finished your duty, right? No. They may call you at 8 o'clock and you may re-trigger the clock. They will treat your start time at 8. So, and the FDP will base on that. So you're a fresh person. So it actually makes you having a accumulate duty for up to 26 hours, which is even worse than the one that we have before. So we really find that it's crazy. So HQ have done a lot of research in this regards, and because CAD claimed that they are taking reference of EASA rule. Therefore, we go through and done a thorough research on EASA rule, and notice that even in EASA, there is no such rule saying that midnight standby would count as rest if not being disturbed. So it is not a reasonable proposal at all. So we write to CAD to appeal and raise our objection. At the same time, we call on our affiliation, all our affiliates support, including Dragon Air and of course CCF. So all the stakeholders, all the parties do submit our objection at the same time. So the tricky part is CAD trying to shift the responsibility to Cathay and trying to ask Cathay to answer to the question and answer to our objection. I think what they're trying to do is because they still want to have this clause go ahead. But then if CX would make an agreement with FAU, then in general, for general operator, it's still a go. It's just that between FAU and CX, maybe they still would do a bit of adjustment. But then good that CX turned down. CX say they do agree with CAD's direction to this proposal and implemented such a clause. So therefore, we decided not to give up. We continue to pursue. And finally, congratulations everyone. It's gone. So this clause no longer exists. We won't have to suffer with this continuous 26 hours. So this is the power of unity, and this is the power that we have to work together. So I want to tell you, we're not the only party that advantage from this, but every of the airline employee, including those working for Hong Kong Air, I think they benefit the most. If this one get approved, I don't know what life they will suffer, but of course we will suffer too. Right. So thank you very much. So and for the fatigue management, it's actually a good some good thing as well because CAD never considered cabin crew as one of the party that should. I mean, our feedback on fatigue management has never been considered by CAD, but right now they introduced this 372 document, which cabin crew's fatigue issue shall be taken account into as well. So for FAU's position, we wrote to CAD and actually demand to take part in this fatigue management group and then to ask for a proper means to raise our fatigue concern, because right now, if we, like the 4 days pattern, if you encounter any fatigue issues, there is actually no proper channel for us to raise our fatigue report, but this is not right. So hopefully by introducing this document and for us to further pursue, we'll be able to gain some proper channel or proper fatigue report for cabin crew use for our future. Okay, for number 3, setting up of the Air Accident Investigation Authority. For the current practice, if any air accident or any aviation incident, the investigation panel is formed by people from the CAD. So it's like, I check you, you check me. and I check myself, okay? So good that they are now trying to set up a independent panel, which is totally segregated from CAD. So it's an independent channel which the chief investigator should be appointed by CE. So they work separately from the CAD. So I would quote incident like the recent MU aircraft, which on the runway and never want to go away. So if it's under current practice, it would be like CAD to investigate the whole thing. So I don't know whether if they would be able to take up the pressure and tell the truth to the public. But if the Air Accident Investigation Authority been set up, then it would be an independent panel. So hopefully a more transparent and independent investigation could be conducted in the future. So that is actually to protect the entire safety of the aviation. Right. Oh, I actually missed out a bit on the point number one about the review on the standby duty. So the final proposal is with us now. CAD have already get back to us, and the final proposal that they have is for short haul and turnaround flight without rest. Of course, turnaround or short flight, there wouldn't be any rest. So it's no longer 23 hours. The new proposal is 18 hours, which count from the standby duty start to your FTP end. So there's always question on if that's the case, whether your standby duty, the time spent on your standby, do you get paid? Yes. Confirmation is always yes. So your FTP only start at your reporting time, and it's still refer to the chart that you have, we gave you, but that it shall not exceed 18 hours no matter what. And for long haul flight, as for now, the FTP may be extended up to 19 hours if there is bunk rest, right? So one extra clause which would benefit, we see as an advantage is there would be a 6-hour cap. I think the senior crew member probably able to recall there was a 4-hour cap before, right? Yeah, so this one is for long haul flight, there would be a 6-hour cap. So quote for an example, if your standby start at 12 o'clock and your duty, they call you for a duty at 10 o'clock. So the start point will be at 6. So from 6 to 10, there is 4 hours, right? So your maximum FTP will be reduced by 4 hours if there is a gap of 4 hours. So it's actually a better protection for us. We will send out communication to you guys as soon as we have confirmation and further clarification from the CAD. It's actually kind of complicated to explain further in here, but all I can say in short is a better protection in general. Okay, and also there is changes on commander's discretion on standby call-out crew as well, which is a better protection also from what we can, from what we may understand. But this part we have to further clarify with the CAD. So we'll keep you guys updated as soon as everything being confirmed and finalized, okay? So next, there is another two ongoing issue with CAD. So the first one is what we've been talking for a long time since the implementation of the new 371 second issue. So for all we know is for us, we only have 90 minutes, right? If we get called out from standby. And what we notice is cockpit crew from the very beginning, they do have 135. And even for cabin crew in Dragon Air, they do have 120, but only us have 90 minutes. We have gone through a lot of discussion with ISD, but their say is if they agree to have a longer time for us, then the knock-on effect will be huge, and this is, it won't be good for both parties. It will be a lose-lose situation. But our view is there must be a solution, right? And why should we give up on the principle? So therefore, in the past, we did write to CAD for a number of times, but their response is always they are not there to negotiate with any of the operator, and they will leave it to the union to discuss with the company. So they really want to wash their hands. And this time, due to the consultation, we called for a meeting, and in the meeting we confront the CAD on what is actually the principle. If your document says that 90 minutes is crew's responsibility, they're trying to run away by saying that because it's not under operator's responsibility, it's under cabin crew's responsibility to stay within 90 minutes traveling time. So our stance is, yes, we do our part to stay within 90 minutes, but it seems like you do not allow me to stay within 90 minutes because you don't give us 90 minutes to travel, right? So they are actually contradicting themselves by asking us to take the responsibility, but at the same time, you don't allow us to take the responsibility because you narrow down the time to 45 minutes. So this is not fair. And the 45 minutes preparation time they do give, but where's the other 45 minutes traveling time? So we continue to pursue with the CAD, asking CAD to tell us where the principle is, where's the guideline, where the documents serve as principle or not. So finally, they have no way out. And last month, they finally have assigned a particular person to follow up on this case. And right now, they have referred the issue to Cathay for us to answer on why this is not given. So of course, the guy that in contact with me is actually a ex-CX pilot. So at the same time, he do say CX is very good in dragging things. So yes, so he asked us to prepare. It won't be things won't happen in a short period of time. But do trust your ExCo will continue to push things to have it happen. Okay. And the second thing is, from time to time, we do receive feedbacks from crew members saying that they encounter flight delay while in airport hotel. So there are times that you do receive a message of delay, but no definite time for pickup, right? So between your original pickup time from the delayed time, so this period you are required to remain contactable or remain in your room, in short, right? And right now, Cathay do not consider it as standby. But in a way, you're standby. Okay, so we don't think it's fair. And that's why we bring this up to CAD as well, asking for their view. Of course, they don't want to say anything, but as usual. But one thing that we challenge them is if that part of duty, of course we see it as a duty, if they do not consider it as duty, then what is it? Because if we are not on duty, we should be totally, when we're free from duty, we shall not stay contactable. And they shall not ask us to remain in our room. Fair enough? Yeah. So that's why from this point, we do see that if that's the case, then any delay in the hotel, if you ask us to remain contactable, but no definite pick-up time or call time set, time spent should consider as duty, right? So this is the direction that we are going. This is the direction we are aiming at, and we will further pursue because we don't see it's very easy. But do trust your exco. If we see the principle is there, we shall not give up, and we wish you be there with us. And if you do encounter any problem as such, do raise your feedback to ISD and at the same time CC FAU, so that we have all the more material to pursue against CAD. Okay.
Hello, everyone. Now I'm talking about CMS. Cafe invited us, Julian, and with a lot of department to form a team to talking about this new system. It's for all the cabin crew and cockpit crew also. It's a new system, but we don't know when it will be there, because still have a lot of discussion. We just let you know this bidding system is the cafe we chose already. We use the bidding system because of the, we think it's more fair share for each category, all the crew members, and it will follow the seniority. At this moment, we don't have a very detailed information for you, but because we received some of the member asking about why we haven't called any meeting for this topic. First of all, I hope all of you here will trust the union. We will try to choose the best balance and benefit for our members. That's why we still keep, I can't say keep it a secret, but we will let you know once we have the confirmation from the CX, because we haven't any confirmation. They haven't chose the final decision yet. Yeah, just let you know.
Some top information on this crew management system is supposed to be in place somewhere around 2018 for the preferential bidding part, but then a lot of problem has come up, and not us. Unbelievable mistake that someone has made. So the system is a lot of issues, or a lot of I don't know. Anyway, a lot of things being parked aside, okay, which includes the preferential bidding, and a big money have spent already, but nothing really have nothing really happened. But then for how the bidding system will work, we have suggested ISD to conduct a survey or explanation, a booth to set up to explain to everyone so that you guys would know what the bidding system is like, whether it should be on fair share basis or strict seniority or seniority, fair share, you know. It would be a very complicated system. So I don't think it's easy or is appropriate to share more in here because it's drive everybody headache. So we'll put it aside as what the ISD do. We put it aside, park it aside first. And as soon as something will definitely happen, then we'll get the ISD to relate a clear and precise message, or hopefully a booth to be set up and explain to everyone what it is like and what we should go for. Okay?
Hello. I think most of the ISM who have attended the SLF last year, towards the end, there were many booths, you know, telling us all the information or things going to roll out, like the organic wines and the snack boxes and etc. So this counter I approached, and then this office girl told me this thing is going to roll out. And then what she said was like, you crew can input the preference of your roster, okay? If you want to have more American flights, European flights, Oxy flights, flying over weekends or flying on weekdays, you just input. And they try to entertain you as much as they can to suit your lifestyle. Okay, lifestyle, a very beautiful name. But I'm telling my crew, whenever I go on duty, beware of this, because nobody knows what is going to roll out. And then they say in 2 years' time, which, like what you say in 2018, April, it might come out. And I'm sure everybody would be crazy for it. Because, I mean, the monthly crew, they like short flights, for instance, okay? Hourly crew, you like New York, you like Chicago, you like all these long-haul patterns. So those who do not input, you might get lousy flights. Am I right? I mean, I might get Joburg 3 times a month, or no, 2 times a month, or whatsoever. So beware of this system. Okay, there are, I mean, in my mind, I figured out lots of things, but I better not say it here. I can foresee some of the patterns, you know, how it's going to be. So just beware of the thing, okay? Thank you.
Do agree to a certain extent that we have to watch out because every single step that we made could put us in risk nowadays, especially what we're going through right now. No, not what we're going through, what CX is going through right now. And about this system, yes, supposedly it should be like that we can put whatever we want. But what we get right now is actually the vendor not able to do that. In the presentation, yes, but contract not binding. Okay, so that's why I don't want to elaborate more on what mistake someone have made. But all I can say is nothing's going to happen in the short future because a big mistake is there, money spent, but nothing would happen yet. So yes, we shall keep an eye and we shall be cautious in anything. But on this part, nothing has confirmed. That's why if there is a booth set up, then that's the time that we should ask as many questions as we should in order to get a better understanding and to protect yourself.
Okay, then we move to item number 7, the election of the Executive Committee for the term 2017 to 2019. Before that, please, if any latecomers, please be reminded to cast your vote at the polling stations before 5:30 p.m. And time is run short. Please cast your vote immediately. And now, may I have Dennis Lau, who is the representative of the election subcommittee, to introduce and talk about the election process.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dennis. I'm from Hong Kong as well. Position today, subcommittee election actually for today is for 2 years' time. Anyway, as Eugene said, you have still around 15 minutes to cast your vote. So for those who haven't voted yet, you may proceed to the polling station, which is belongs to our left-hand side, to vote your very important votes. And I have to say it's my pleasure to be a subcommittee, to be election, so that we can participate in this election for this year. And we can see that during the whole process, from the nomination and everything's approval, email, everything is doing accordingly, thoroughly. So we are very glad to say that we don't receive any complaints or some inquiry about the whole election process. And we can see that the voting rate for this year is a little bit low compared to previous years. It may due to some maybe the polling station is too far away from the crew members, or we don't have free time to go, or whatever, or maybe it's because compared to the previous years, our crew community, the disputes between us to the company is not that much compared to previous years, such as the red eye turnaround incident or the crew arrest incident. So that's why maybe the people or our crew members not that passionate to cast their votes. But I want to emphasize that no matter you can working here or outside, you never can fight anything on your own. We have to stand behind each other, support each other. So it is very important. No matter which side you're standing for, you have to participate. And well, we do have some suggestion, but such as if it is possible, we may put our polling station near the CX City or inside the CX City, such as the CX excitement shop or the podium or the sign-in area. But of course, we don't think it is easy, but it is a suggestion. Also, I have as a committee, I have a thank you for the existing members for their committee. They've fought many beautiful wars for all of us. So we hope that all of us can continue to support them. And anyways, as the FAU, you have a slogan, it is united we stand. So enjoy tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dennis. And now we will move on to introduce the candidates of the EXCO elections for the term 2017 to 2019. I will now pass the floor to Vera.
Hi everyone, I'm Vera from Hong Kong. On behalf of the new EXCO candidates, may I share some feelings from us? As you may all know that it's been always extremely difficult to look for candidates for the EXCO team since day one FAU formed, right? Despite that fact that we have over 7,000 members in Hong Kong, the strongest union in Hong Kong. Since I came back to the EXCO team in 2007, I witnessed 5 terms of EXCO elections already. Every time we need to run around like a headless chicken to look for right candidates. And almost every time we failed. And then in some years, the nomination were even extended for a few months or a half year. And the EXCO at that time, they have to deputize again and again, just like last year. No, not last year. In 2015, right? Yeah. Do you think this is a healthy move to the union? It is not, right? So actually, it's quite sad to the strongest union in Hong Kong. And luckily, there were a few helpers. They are so brave to step up to become an EXCO after they joined us for dispute with ISD, like the 70-hour swap or the Labor Department dispute in 2015. And some of them even choose to stay on for the next term, like Julian and Sylvia, Cherry, Eugenia, and Tim Wong, and Michelle as well. Michelle is on annual leave. She cannot join us today. So thank you for the effort and commitment. But sadly to say, the union is not belongs to the EXCO. It belongs to you. It belongs to us, right? Almost on every flight, their members talk to us and say thank you to us. Thank you for what you have done, and please keep fighting for us. Please keep fighting for us. So you also have to fight against everything, right? So it's not our responsibility as an EXCO. So the EXCO need is much more than a word of thank you. We need your participation, and we need to come to the meeting to share your feeling, your feedbacks, anything you want to talk to us, to share with us. You are so welcome to do so. Lately, the most common question from members would be, will Dora stay? Will Dora will Dora stay until she retires? So have you asked the same question? I think so. Everybody asked the same question, right? And also, do you think the union chairperson stay on until she retires, until the last day she worked for Cathay? Is it a good move? I think some of the senior members, you were here when Becky retired, right? So after some serious discussion in our team, we find that it's time for Dora to step down, not take the chairman position, but still in the EXCO team, to groom the new team, to share her experience, and then just to share her experience. I mean, seriously, she needs time. She needs time to groom for the new team, because if she still take up the chairman position, she have no time to teach the team, to groom the team, because she will be occupied by so many other union business and members' welfare. Everything is done by herself almost. So she did some more time to groom the new team. So after discussion, I will take up the chairperson role, and Dora will continue with the vice chairman post. And there will be so many things I need to learn from Dora as well. I will try to think in different perspective, open for any new thoughts and ideas from the new generation. But at the same time, I hope the new babies, they all treasure our experience and feedback. Because at the end of the day, our ultimate goal is to protect what we deserved and fighting for justice. Yeah? Lastly, may I remind all of you that company, as Dora said, company is now going through very, very tough time. When the bad time comes, we shall be all united and tackle it together. And also the year-end this year, the year-end negotiation would be a really challenging one. Besides all the cost-cutting measures, and the output-based agreement is due. So ISD will take every chance to implement more and more output bases. So be aware of this. And we cannot slacken on this issue. And we need to safeguard what we are having now. So I hope we will have all the support from the member. And at the same time, may I introduce you our two, beside the all team here, we still have two members, Kenneth Kwok and Alice. Would you like to say a few words to the members?
Hi there, my name is Kenneth. I will be your EXCO for the next 2 years. It's my pleasure to work for you, and I hope you guys will fight with us together.
Hello everyone, I'm Alice Low. I will be the honorary treasurer secretary, sorry. Secretary, yeah, and I'm new in the EXCO, so I hope we will be learn together and help all the members. Thank you.
Actually, I don't have any worry about various learning, because as a matter of fact, maybe you guys don't know, when I joined the union, she was there already. I was actually the one that learned from her. So, and for your information, the speech that she made is the longest. that I have never heard. So I think, yeah, okay. I really don't think Vera would have a problem dealing with this chairman position. One thing she needs is the support from all of you, especially when she's in the position as a cabin crew, she's SP. So I've heard that in Dragonair, the previous chairman taking the chairman position in the capacity of a senior purser got a lot of challenge in flight. So I sincerely hope this would not happen in our community. This is not fair. All right? Somebody brave enough to step forward to take up this very important and not easy position, got challenged in flight, is definitely not fair at all. And don't judge people from what her uniform is. Judge from the work. Judge from her integrity that she put forward to the union for the past 10 or 12 years. A long, long time that she contributed to the union quietly. Nobody knew who she was. She never say a word. She's very quiet, low profile. It's not easy for a low profile person to step forward to take up this position. So therefore, your support to her is very, very important. Please be there with her.
Okay, according to my watch, it's now 17:26, so still have 4 minutes to cast your vote. If any members who didn't cast your vote right now, please proceed to the polling stations there and before the deadline. And later on, may I invite 2 of our members to be the scrutineer to supervise the counting of the votes later. May I have 2 members? Okay. Okay, may I have your name, please? Carrie and also Alex. I'll thank for them for their support and their efforts. So later on, there will be the scrutineer to supervise the counting. Okay, then we will move on to item number 8, which is the update on the progress of extension of retirement age work group. I will now pass to Vera again.
The focus of the work group from IST is 2 main areas. The first one is how to mitigate the costs incurred, and the other one is how to mitigate the impact on promotion. So obviously, the main purpose to extend the retirement age, they would like to have cost-cutting measure inside there, which seems like not impossible, right? So IC proposed to mitigate incurred costs focus on the below areas. Salary. They said a new contract will be offered with the lowest rank pay in your category. For example, if you're SP, you're having SP 6 rank allowance. So if you choose to extend, then you will downgrade it to SP 1 for rank allowance. Okay, for the benefits, retirement fund will be in form of MPF or P fund, regardless of what you are planning now. However, the contribution from employer will be reduced no matter you choose P fund or MPF after extension. And B, right choice medical plan will align with hourly pay crew now, so no more unlimited. And the third area is housing allowance for outport crew will be ceased for extension. So if you choose to extend, you have to pay for your own flat. Okay. And excuse me. I see proposed below method to mitigate impact on promotion. So now talking about promotion. Number 1, promotion not applicable for crew members who choose to extend. So if by the time you reach 55, but you still SP, so you won't be any chance to promote to ISM. Okay, number 2, to review the output-based agreement and relax on the term of fly flu. I'm not sure whether you all know about what is fly flu, just like. Oh, okay, by the way, the voting is stopped now, so no more voting. Okay. Fly flu means just like cockpit crew. So, for example, like Bangkok-based crew, they fly from Bangkok to Hong Kong, and then Hong Kong to any other Cathay routes. Yeah, and then back to Hong Kong, yeah. Number 3, regional base with BC only and not eligible for promotion. So just like Bangkok base now, forever BC, no promotion for them. Oh, sorry. Okay, number 4, shorten the length of extension. Because FAU is proposing to extend for 5 more years to age 60, right? And ISD counter-proposed to shorten the years. For example, like 2 years first, and then discuss after 2 years. For example, like 55 to 57 first, and then discuss again at 57. And ISD view this as a win-win situation to save on housing and may further speed up the promotion, and which is not true at all. And FAU perspective is the greatest impact on promotion is fast track. And the percentage set is not fair. The percentage for fast track is a bit large, right? If I still want to properly address the impact, the percentage of fast track shall be first to review. And just to reassure you that FAU has not agreed on any of the above proposal from ISD, and no details has been confirmed yet. So both parties are still exchanging ideas and explore any possibilities. So the work group is still going on every month, one meeting in every month. Yeah. Any questions? And also, a survey will be conducted as soon as the framework has sent to ensure members understand what they enroll for. According to ISD, they will publish some information regarding the whole work group thing, and they will conduct a joint survey with FAU. But the framework we have to discuss further. So the main point is the result of the survey must have more than 50% of Hong Kong-based cabin crew. You need to vote for the extension. If the percentage is anywhere lower than 50, so ISD will not talk about this anymore. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay. Any questions?
That is to say, no matter whether you want extension or not, you have to fill up the survey first. Yeah.
For the proposal from ISD, just want to see if any of you have some views on that proposal, because this is something that we need. If you don't want to say it here, we also would like you to spread the message around, and if there is any ideas or any views from you, we would like to hear from you so that we know how to move forward. Because so far, we can see the exchange made so far, the terms we would consider as kind of tough, honestly, because they've been stressing on the incurred costs and the promotion impact, and they wanted us to deal with it and have to mitigate, or not even 1% less, but they're actually basing on 100% extension. That means every of us will choose to extend, but this is not true. Not all of us will choose to extend. So, yeah. Yes, they propose 57, but then we'll say if just 57, this is something against our principle on discrimination of retirement age. So that's why we refuse to touch on this direction. We have expressively stated our view on the length. Yeah.
For the work, hello, testing. For the work-wise, basically we still do be as a crew, or we can be an optional ground crew, or
no, our direction is still as a cabin crew, because if you want to be an office staff, there is other channels. Yeah, so we're not dealing with that. We're talking about continue to be a cabin crew.
Okay, just I want to clarify, because sometimes they might consider that and just put us as ground if you consider. Okay, that's what I want to clarify. Thanks.
We want to reiterate that we do understand some of the young ones may have concern, what if the retirement age being extended, and would there be any impact on our promotion and all that? All we can say is, yes, there could be. We don't want to deny the fact, but then there is another fact behind, which is if you think you like this job, and if you think you will be able to get your retirement age extend when you reach your time, we would say stop dreaming about it. If we don't get it this time, we'll get it. We'll never get it, because they will use this negotiation as a tool to say we've done this. And true enough, if by the time you reach 50 and thinking about retirement age, the young one at your time will also say the same. Will have the same thoughts that, oh, we'll wait until we reach there. So that means it will never happen. So this is one thing that we want you to bring back and to consider, whether we should do it together to make it happen, or we should shatter our unity. True, now or never.
Okay, we now move to agenda item number 9, about the updates of Hong Kong Cabin Crews Federation. May I now invite Ms. Carol Ng for sharing.
Hi, good afternoon, dear members, all brothers and sisters in FAU. How are you? Yeah, louder. You're good. And how are we as a cabin crew in Hong Kong? And I'm Carol, chairman of the HKCCF, as you know, since last year. Thank you very much, committee members, to allow me to have this opportunity to update you guys so far on last year's working of HKCCF. I can see there was a lot of things happen in our industry in Hong Kong last year. And as the biggest branch in HKCCF, I'm so proud that this branch is actually one of the toughest and very strong membership amongst the CCF. So I would like to share with you, last year was so many things. It was all about our flying lives based in Hong Kong. And not only FAU members has a concern, and also we have concerns from our Dragonair brothers sisters. So that's why here we are, as the representative of the industry, we proactively talk to the government and talk to some other carriers' employers, and also to give a better protections to some other very small unions of cabin crews in Hong Kong. First of all, on last year, we still have 3 branches, which is FAU, FAA, which is Dragonair, and ICCA, which is a British Airways Hong Kong base. However, and at the end of this year, we are very pleased to have one more team to join us, which is the Cabin Attendants Union Hong Kong. At the moment, this is the subsidiary of HKCCF to allow all those cabin crew members based in Hong Kong who haven't got the union to join and allow them to join. All right? So at the moment, we are assisting the team, which is from South Scandinavian Airlines contract crew. The agency is called Blue Crew. There are 23 members there, and surprisingly, the Blue Crew, the employer, proactively contacted HKCCF for collective bargaining. And we successfully signed the agreement to allow the union recognition and also get the workers' representatives selected. And we have already started their first ever working agreement, which is part of their employment contracts. At the moment, still in talks, and that's not much very updates because they need to balance their members. And we are pleased this is what HKCCF been done in last year. And about work, we are able to initiate a meeting with the Civil Aviation Department ever, very first time. Yeah, right. I thought it's less than that. All right, thank you very much, Vera. And basically was initiated from the, do you remember that was a hand baggage security screening incident happened on last April, Hang Lei Mun. And we discovered that's a big mistake from the one who handled it at the airport authority, at the Civil Aviation Department, chief executive asking for very top senior officials in the government to come forward to explain, which said any hand baggage screening actually can be done by a third party. Do you think this is right? No. It will endanger all the passengers and our self-safety. That will be last minute somebody come on the plane and throw it back inside, which is security screened by the third party, and ask us to fly with this bloody bag. That will kill us if that is an explosive. Or if that is a drugs. The one who handle it will be in jail. So HKCCF initiate an airport sit-in and calling for the public and members to support, and we finally get 2,500 people from the public to support. And that was a very successful petition so far to draw the attention, to let the CAD know we are not just cabin crew. We are safety experts, and we are really concerning who are the one running the policy correctly. Is that right? Yeah. And we are able to secure the meeting, finally, at the end of the year, which is December 19th. And we discussed several issues, and also the standby time and the CAD 372 version 2, which is after discussions with FAU and FAA, was the most concerned points from the amendments. And also, we are not only dealing with related to a CAD, and we receive different media's consultations, whether we knew that on the upcoming 人工島, the artificial island, that will be the existing A-series buses, A-線巴士, will carry on their new journey, have a stop over there. It will take more time from people traveling from home to airport if they stop over there. No one ever come to HKCCF or FAU, FAA for consultation. But there was a survey actually already taken place. The media interest to know who was the one filling those survey. Ground staff, catering staff, engineers, but no cabin crew get involved. And we sent a letter to the Transportation Department, airport authorities. We're asking why we've been ignored. There's a significant amount of you guys using a bus, isn't it? We heavily rely on the public transport to come to work. But if you're asking us to wake up very early in the morning already, and even earlier because they now have a new stopover point in Artificial Island, they need to tell us why. Who's going to be the passengers on that point? And for those people after work, maybe it's not that arguable, but if you come to work, have a report time in 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, now asking you to wake up even earlier, what do you think? So it's time for CCF to voice something. Yeah. So we are not only dealing with strictly civil aviation matters, we're dealing with anything about your flying life. And also it's a really proactive stance from the civil aviations. They have a change on their attitude. They start to consult HKCCF on certain policies. And however, we don't stop there. Yeah, even they start to consult us, we still need to deal with the previous security screening of the hand baggage issue. And after discussion with the CCF's committee members, we decided to move along to the judicial review, Sifa Fukhat. And we able to submit our applications, and we asked one of our really brave soul from KA representatives to apply for the legal aid, which was granted. So we can now start the judicial review on this matter, whether the airport authorities has been exercised the correct policy correctly on that night. If not, they have to explain why they departed from the policy, and they might need to apologize to all the one who concerned. And the judicial review, the procedure is you have to get the approval from High Court, which is called get a leave. We need to get leave granted from High Court before you're moving along to the JR. We actually get it. So this is a case, in the eyes of the judge, it's worthwhile to have a trial. So we wait and see. The legal team has done a lot of work behind the scene, and we're expecting the hearing date will be next year before summer. So watch this space. And we also give solidarity work and support to other countries' aviation workers. The one actually on strike, which was Korean Air's pilot. They have a strike on 24th of March. And we show our solidarity by taking pictures and sending through. And hope that they're able to have a solution with the company. At the end, they did. And also, we feedback to the CAD 371 editions, and also CAD 372. And also, we receive invitations from CAD on consulting one of the law's amendments, and which is the consultation of the setting up of Air Accident Investigation Authority under the Transportation and Housing Bureau structure, included amendments of the relevant law. What is it? It means the law is already there for some kind of a very serious air accident or incident. But now, under the ICAO's requirements, all different regulators, including Hong Kong, they have to set up a separate department to carry out these investigations. They will share some of the powers from the existing Secretary General from CAD. In Cantonese, it's 一個新嘅調查部門。Well, different from 同民航處分享咗個民航處長嘅權力。And we have a chance to work together with AOA and to share some kind of their analysis and opinions together, and which related to cabin crew, we have submitted our opinion too. Not very much about us, yeah, because on the investigation matters, to be honest, they need some kind of accredited inspectors. That mostly that person needs to be a pilot's license holder. Yeah, but we need to make sure we have voiced on behalf of the cabin crew community, if really unfortunate that they came, have an accident investigation team formed, then we make sure cabin crew representatives need to be there. Yeah, and again, just in response, as I said earlier on, and we have a new subsidiary called CAU Hong Kong to welcome the new branch now from Blue Crew. So if you know anyone from Hong Kong Air, Hong Kong Express, if they really need to form a union or would like to see how's the life will be after having a union, perhaps please tell them to contact HKCCF. And we are here to support all the cabin crews in Hong Kong. Basically, FAU, FAA, and ICCA, we are all the affiliates of HKCTU and ITF as well. In order to maintain, to know what's the other unions doing directly about civil aviation or union movement. I'm sure Mr. Lee, Brother Lee from HKCTU later will give you more details. And again, because that we would like to give more power and strengthen our network, the EXCO team of HKCCF already agreed to join and be affiliate of HKCTU. And we will join the bigger family of union movement in Hong Kong. What's the upcoming thing? Not very much I want to say. It's because we are actually a team of different unions. There must be different views and common practice in different teams. In order to have a chance to know each other very well and what other teams doing, we're planning to have more sharing forum or training sessions from overseas counterparts. So I very much hope members, if you're interested to know what we are doing, please contact directly us or your EXCO team. And please allow me to take this opportunity to thank FAU committee members. In HKCCF last year, and they have contributed quite a lot of their personal time and efforts in order to make HKCCF run successfully. And please give them a big hand. They have spent really, really much time. I really appreciate that. I'm so proud this branch having really genius and very smart committee members. And I'm really, really lucky to be able to work with them. So this is all about me, the updates this year so far. And next month, HKCCF also have a new term, and we will be re-elected all the important roles in the team. And again, perhaps we will have new combination, new faces. Yeah. Although I'm not sure I will be here again next year, but anyway, on the last year and the year before, we forming the team, and thank you very much for your support, and thank you so much, brothers, sisters. I'm so proud to be one of you guys, to represent you all in the industry. No matter where I'm doing, carry on or not, and I will be support FAU wherever I can, okay? Thank you, guys, and thank you, EXCO of FAU, thank you.
Thank you, Carol, for the sharing. And before move on to the next session, I will now we have the results for the motions we had. For motion number 1, to consider and if thought fit, pass the following resolution to approve the minutes of AGM on 26 May 2016. For the motion, there are 502. Against the motion, 1. And no one abstained for the motion. So I announce that motion 1 is passed. And for motion 2, to consider and, if thought fit, pass the following resolution to receive and accept the audited accounts for the previous financial year. There are total 501 for the motion, 1 against the motion, and abstain, there are 3. I will now announce the motion number 2 is passed. And for motion number 3, to consider and, if thought fit, pass the following resolution to appoint the auditor for the term 2017 to 2019. For the motion, there are 501 and 1 against the motion, and there are 3 abstain the motion. So I will announce motion number 3 is passed. Okay, we will now move on to the next session, and we will now invite Mr. Lee Cheuk-yen, Yan Go, to have a sharing on our labor movement and development. Thank you.
Thank you. Dear members, firstly I have to tell you all that actually FAU is the affiliate of the HKCTU. I'm really worried that you guys don't know sometimes, and because we need your support, and also we will continue to support FAU in your fight for improvement in your workers' rights. And I think the clapping should also go to the EXCO. 辛苦晒. You know, the sacrifice they had. But one point I want to make is, sometimes I'm worried that everyone say, oh, you guys sacrifice a lot. Okay, you continue to sacrifice. And not me. So the other appeal I want to make is, come on, it's your turn maybe next time. Okay? Okay. Not too sure, right? Not too sure. But anyway, actually, I think I cannot speak for them, but I would say, whenever you are in this position of EXCO, you are always 辛苦, a lot of pressure, a lot of demand. But I hope in the end of the day, I hope I'm sure Doro will say, oh, the past is really beautiful. Because it's really hard. But we achieved something for all the members of FAU. And that is beautiful. So next time, it's your turn. Okay? No, not yet. Huh? I'm trying to convince them, you see. But anyway, really, it's very important. Firstly, Vera has just said one thing, is the FAU is the strongest private sector union in Hong Kong. Because the other union that is very strong, of course, is the of the HKCTU, from the HKCTU, is the Professional Teachers Union. But they are not the private sector. They are the subsidized sector. And you are the private sector, and that is very, very, very important. Because very often private sector is more difficult. And so you being the 龍頭, 龍頭, I don't know the English for it, dragon head, maybe. You guys are 龍頭. So it's come with also, being a 龍頭, being a dragon head, it also comes with responsibility, to be honest. Being the strongest, I hope that you can think that you have more to contribute because of your power. And we need all the power of the union together to make Hong Kong working people a better deal. And so one is that I hope in the future there will be more members joining FAU, EXCO, and also I think apart from EXCO, I would say there are lots of activities that need the support of members. So if you can come to join the activity, I think they are more than happy. And to together, to fight, and also to be a witness to the importance of unions. Going to members, other members, a non-member, telling them that actually it's very important to join as member and to continue to be strong. And it's even more important this day that you must be strong. Which company is the most famous in the past week? Damn it. Which one? CX. Why? Is it a good news? It's not good news. Axing 600. 200 in the first round, 400 in the second round. Albert Wong called me and said that the first round 200, the second round by the end of June it will be 300 something, and by the end of this year they will finish the whole exercise of 600. But one thing we don't know, what's next? And it's very, very unfair. Very unfair, because everyone knows why. Why they have to act so many. Why they are the big loss. It's because 賭輸錢, 炒窿, because of their loss in gambling. And because of that, the oil price had gone down like this, but there it's still over like this. And if 30-40% of your cost is for the oil, it's really crazy. How can you compete? And then, when I go to a cafe flight, I feel actually it's quite full, right? 係咪好滿啊? And then one thing 我發現你哋好慘啊. Last time I was just on the cafe flight from moving where I went to Canada to talk to the Canadian Union. They were coming to Hong Kong also to talk to the CCF about the Canadian Air Canada collective bargaining. And I went to Canada to visit the Canadian Union. And when I come back, and I 好辛苦啊，即係 the whole flight for you, the cabin crew. And one thing I noticed is that the bui mean is really disgusting. and everyone is so many bui mean around. And then I find out that it's crazy, you know. Actually, Carol had told me about that in the past. I never see it. And this time, because Carol had told me about it, when I look at the bui mean, it's a logo of cafe. So cafe now is a bui mean manufacturer. And come on. But what I want to say is you guys are working so hard for the company. And what do you get in return? And the problem is you are not getting anything in return, and your wage increase in the future, your benefit in the future is at stake. Not because you do not serve well. It's because the company lose money out of their stupidity. And that is really pissed me off, and I'm very angry about it. And so it would be more difficult for FAU, because what I'm worried is the stupidity will continue, the management, and then whether they will try to cut cabin crew even, lay off cabin crew, we don't know.
唔使 cut 啦，做死咗啦已經。
做死咗啦係嘛？係啦，因為真係可能真係都唔使點
Die
cut。
on demand already.
Die already.
We have die on demand in
die
business
on
class
demand.
now.
That is a very bad word. Die on demand. Maybe the next that's a Hollywood movie. Die on demand. And that's what is happening. Die on demand. 做到死。And that's worry. And then when I look at the negotiation on the retirement age, it's crazy. What they are proposing is that once you get to 55, oh, you can continue to work on the lower rank. Come on, if I want to work on the lower rank, I go 去第二度啦，係嘛？過主啦，我都自己仲同你做。It's really, really very angry. And then 50%. I was there now. It's more difficult than Brexit or Scotland independence. 即係公投都冇咁辛苦。Gee, this company is really, no sincerity. If you don't want to extend it, don't pretend that you want to. But then, they are willing. They are now in the negotiation. So we need to mobilize the member to fight this. Some younger member may say that, oh, we are worried about our promotion. As Vera has said, if you are worried about promotion, we should fight what they call fast track. Because fast track afford promotion more than that of a retirement age extension. So we should tell the young member. And then, please be long-term. Look things in the long term. And look things from the fairness point of view. We want fairness, and it's only fair that cabin crew can extend to 60, actually 65, but I would say, okay, 60. But government now, public employees are already extended to 65, right? Okay, but cafe, how about? So I hope one thing is that all cabin crew can join hand together to fight this, because it's very important and it's only fair. And then don't fight it 10 years afterward, 20 years afterward. Fight it now. It's too late. And then maybe the younger crew will say, oh, this is something very remote. Maybe, but support your sister first. But when you get to 50, then you know that it's so important. Okay? So I think this is something that we can work on together. And for the CTU, our major priority, firstly, the changes that we have. The CTU had a breakthrough this year. Wow, 好似好勁咁樣啊！we elect our first female president, chairman, and who is our first female chairman? It's a woman, of course, and it's a cabin crew. She's the cabin crew. It's Carol. So we have so you can see how important cabin crew is to the CTU, and so you should contribute more in terms of manpower, in terms of resources, everything. But the CTU is going to fight, of course, firstly, our major priority now is on working hours regulation. And because I think, all of you know that in Hong Kong, it's very, very difficult to 放工, very difficult to, get home after work, especially the clerical work or the professional. What they did is that you have 9 to 6 of working hours, but then it's always extended to 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, without any pay. So what we are asking is 44 hours a week, and then after that you get overtime premium. And that is fair to all working people. And for the cabin crew, I always believe, it's 水漲船高. If everyone have a better deal, then you can fight for even better deal, right? And one thing that we're also fighting, apart from working hour regulation, that has something to do with you, is that your holiday is very marginal. I mean, it's only 31, the whole holiday, annual, 35, okay? But now we are fighting for what? The 12 days of statutory holiday, we are fighting for it to increase to 17 days. So once we increase by 5, then you have an excuse to increase even more, right? Because the basis is low now. For Hong Kong general workers, it's only 12 days. And it's very unfair because 有啲人12, someone 12, someone 17, And so we want to raise it to all 17. And we have raised it with Carrie Lam, and she seems to be more acceptable to this than working hours overtime premium. 貴啲嗰個佢唔制嘅，即係the more important one and more impact one. She seems not to, enrage the employers and the big business. So that is what we are fighting. And of course, we are fighting for the abolition of the offset provision of the MPF and the salary payment. I think you all heard the story of the Virgin Air crew. 24 years and everything offset, and then they got nothing after 24 years. And this is so unfair. And now, I think we are close to the abolition because, the government said that they have to do it. But now it depends on how to pay it. And the employer wants the government to pay. And I said, if the government pay, then it's the money, your money. So I say, no, it should be employer that pay. So we are arguing on who is going to foot the bill. And we hope that we can also gain something out of this. So, 拉布夠未啊？做未 ？OK， I will
人個玩篤爆
I'm waiting for the counting of the vote actually 篤爆你哋啊！So anyway, I'm so glad to be here with you, of course. But one thing about, as I've said, the MPF is something that we are fighting for. The working hours regulation, and of course the right to collective bargaining, because you have the right to collective bargaining out of a history, but most companies in Hong Kong do not have that, and many employers discriminate against trade union, and I think this is something that, of course, we would hope that we can fight and have more unions that are strong enough to stand up to employers. So I think final words is that, I really hope that you can join more activities of the FAU. Vera tried to say that it's difficult to find candidates. And so we need a succession plan. And the succession plan is not just a handpicking, maybe you will be the next one to succeed. Not like this. The whole thing have to be do in a way that we need a active member pool. So if we have an active member pool, and say 50 or 60 or 100, and we have this active member pool to do more work for the FAU, and then out of this active member pool, then some will become EXCO. But the problem now is, I have to be honest with EXCO and all of you, that we have not enough active member pool. And that is something we need. And you are here And I hope that you will be here again in another activity, not just the AGM, but also other education activity or other promotion activities of the union. So this, we hope that I can see you, not just once a year, but in more of our activity together with the FAU. And so we need your support in our fight of the HKCTU, and the HKCTU will continue our support in your fight, and together we will win. Thank you. And 拉布夠啦我諗but one final word, I'm thank you for inviting me to here, and I'm sorry that I cannot join your dinner party tonight. I have other functions.
係啦 in here on behalf of our membership, happy anniversary.
Oh.
It's Mr. Lee Cheuk Yan's anniversary, wedding anniversary.
I have told Dora that every year is always crash with my wedding anniversary. But it's okay. No, change my anniversary? I'm afraid that she said that, oh, change your wife. That is really very bad. You only can change your anniversary by changing your wife. Come on. Okay? So not that. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Yan Go, for sharing. And now I will propose, is there any questions from our members? Now is the Q&A sessions for you can raise the questions to EXCO and also about today's meeting and any work we have done. We can offer you the clear clarifications right now in person. So if you have any questions, please say it now.
First, I would like to know the vision of the new EXCO in the next 24 months, okay? And secondly, I just want to have a better understanding how the union is going to treat or to value some senior crew members' desire or the momentum collected. Okay, a while ago, 360 ISM rendered their signatures to pursue for something. It's too bad. I mean, it's a bit disappointed from the rest that these signatures are the momentum being wasted, okay? A lot of the junior crew, they hope the ISM could do something leading to achieve further. And 360 signatures were there. About 50% of the ISM total, or maybe 40% of the total ISM pool, render their signatures. And I hope the new EXCO would value in future, because there won't be another round, because momentum will come just once, okay? The next time might not 350 or 60 or 400 or 200 ISMs going to stand together to pursue an item or something. So I hope the new EXCO will look into the needs of the senior crew or the monthly crew interest. Thank you.
Thank you, Eliza, for your view. But in here, I really would like to state that we do value every members, and we do treasure every member's view and their momentum, their sentiments, and everything. But then, in the union's point of view, we would only support and agree on union-initiated action. And That's why we have a union. And if any of the members just ignore the presence of the union and initiate any action without properly consult and involve the union, I would say this is trying to split the unity of the union instead of bringing your momentum properly. So this is the reason why we are not with that action. It's not that we do not understand or we do not support members' momentum, but union do have the planning, and union's direction for the year end is to extend the retirement age. And if at the same time we ask to extend the pay scale for all the monthly pay crew. So in one hand, we're asking for this, and in the other hand, we're asking for this. That means we want everything. So do you think this is the right planning? And if not, should we actually follow what member initiate on their on an individual's will? So we do understand individuals do have their thoughts and views and needs, but please, if you have anything in mind, do come forward to discuss with your EXCO and the union first before you actually initiate and write your own letter asking people to sign. So this is an individual action, and this is not union's direction. So please, if any one of you do have any of the momentum or any plan in mind, we welcome your view and we welcome your action to come forward, discuss first. So I think the upcoming EXCO do have the same spirit to continue to protect members' benefits. We're going through tough time now as Cathay. Nothing is easy. Therefore, we do not encourage individual action as always. So please, when we trying to put our respect to every individual's need and view, please respect the existence of the union at the same time. Thank you.
I think the results of the election is out. Dennis?
Hi, good afternoon. After the counting of the votes, so we have the results now, and next to me is the CPA auditor, Mr. Wong. And for this year, we have total around 464 members who cast their votes, which is the contribute around 6.41% amount of the 7,235 memberships. And the details are follows. This is we have 48 votes from the Info Services Manager, 32 votes from the Senior Purser, 179 from the Vice Purser, and the rest, which is 205, is from the BC. And so total for the confidence vote, we have 463, and one is the invalid votes, and for the questionable ballots, which is 0. So that is the result for this year FAU elections. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for attending the annual general meeting 2017. So I'm pleased to announce that my successor, Ms. Vera Wu, will be the chairman for the next term, 2017 to 2019. So please do give your full support to Vera and her team and be there with her all the time. That's the only thing that can make things happen. Only solidarity and unity will make things happen. Solidarity, we stand.
And then I will now announce the meeting at 6:19 p.m. And finally, for those who are not staying for the dinner, thank you so much for making an effort to attend today's meeting. And hope to see you again next year. And please come next year because we need your support. This is your real action to show your support. And also, our dinner is for members with wristband only. So for members who have dinner tickets but not have your wristband, like this, please contact our staff. And our dinner party will start at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. The PowerPoint is a little bit, have some discrepancies, okay? So it's 8 p.m. So you are now invited to proceed to the floor and enjoy a cocktail until the dinner starts, because the venue is now to be set up. So please enjoy the drinks and thank you for coming. Thank you so much.
you.